Wait, hold on. Before you even think about buying that new laptop or smartphone, you need to see what's coming. We have all been complaining about prices lately, but in 2026, we are looking at a massive price surge for electronics. And this time, we can't just blame the inflation or the global economy. Long story short, it's all about memory cards. But there is also a story about infamous AI here. Samsung has already started sounding the alarm, basically saying their capacity is maxed out and prices are skyrocketing. So, why is everything getting so expensive all of a sudden? Stick around because I'm going to break down exactly what's happening behind the scenes, and I'll give you 4 tips to beat these hikes and save your hard-earned money. If you're planning to upgrade your tech this year, you might want to act fast because the price tags on smartphones and PCs are expected to jump significantly. And like I said, this is not about regular yearly price creep. The real driver here is artificial intelligence. Now you might remember the 2020 chip crisis. Back then, during the pandemic, it was a mess. Everyone stayed home, bought up all the laptops, PlayStations, and iPads. But the car companies panicked and cancelled their orders, thinking demand for cars would drop. However, when the world reopened, there were simply no chips left for cars, because chip supply flowed to consumer electronics. We have also seen recent trade tensions related to the chips between China and the Netherlands, shaking up the automotive sector once again. But this new crisis, it's a different beast. It is not just about geopolitics or supply chains. It's about a fundamental shift in how chips are actually being made and who gets the priority. Let's pull back the curtain for a second. What makes your phone or laptop expensive isn't always that fancy processor. A huge chunk of the cost comes from memory, RAM and NAND. RAM is your device's short-term memory. It is what keeps your apps running smoothly. And NAND is your long-term storage, where your videos, photos, and system files live. Here is where trouble starts. AI servers need something called HBM, high bandwidth memory. Because of the current AI boom, every tech giant on the planet is building massive data centers, and they are consuming these HBM chips at an insane rate. You can think of it this way. If regular RAM is a 2-lane road, HBM is a 10-lane superhighway. It is more advanced, much harder to build, and here is the key part, it is way more profitable for manufacturers. Naturally, giants like Samsung and SK Hynix, who control about 70% of the world's RAM production, are shifting their factories to produce these high-margin AI chips. This leaves the consumer-grade memory, the stuff in your phone, in a big squeeze. The numbers are already getting scary. Samsung has reportedly increased some chip prices by as much as 60% recently. According to the IDC, this isn't just a temporary glitch. It's a strategy to get more money from data centers. Reports from Reuters and TrendForce are also suggesting that contract prices for RAM and NAND will keep climbing straight through 2026. Even the Financial Times warned that this memory shortage could put a 20% price pressure on consumer electronics. Some analysts are even predicting a contraction in the PC market because people simply won't be able to afford the new price tags. Basically, the AI gold rush is making our everyday tech collateral damage. So how can we deal with this without going broke? Here are 4 tips to help you in this stupid market. 1. Skip the first wave. I know it's tempting, but stop buying on launch day. Prices are at their absolute peak during the initial hype. If you can just wait 3 to 6 months, you will often see the first round of the discounts. 2. 1-year back rule. Let's be real. The performance gap between generations is narrowing. If the new model doesn't have a must-have feature, grab last year's model. You're getting 90% of the performance for 60% of the price. 3. Watch the specs carefully. If you want to buy PC, keep an eye on the RAM and storage configurations. To keep sticker prices low, some brands might start using slower or cheaper memory components. Don't get fooled by a low price if the hardware inside is a bottleneck. And 4. Shop the sales calendar. Don't just buy when you are bored. Track the major clearance seasons. And remember, retailers are desperate to clear out old stock before the new and more expensive models arrive. At the end of the day, These price hikes aren't just corporate greed. They are the result of a massive global shift in how technology is evolving. AI isn't just coming for our jobs. It is coming for our hardware too. Now, there is another side of this coin. You have probably heard the old saying that in Chinese, the word for crisis also means opportunity. While it's a bit of a linguistic myth, because the second character actually means more of a turning point, the sentiment still holds the true for the markets. Every crisis creates winners. So, who is actually winning here? Is it Nvidia because their demand is literally infinite right now? Or is it Samsung or SK Hynix, who are basically picking and choosing their customers based on who pays the most? Are we going to see Nvidia or Samsung stocks hit the moon, or is this bubble going to pop? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Are the ones holding the silicon holding all the cards? Anyway, for us, the consumers, the opportunity might just be learning how to play the market and timing our purchases better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.